Let's look at interoception, one of the most important but often overlooked sensory systems. As a reminder, we have 8 senses: touch, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, vestibular, proprioception, and interoception. Interoception is our internal sense, what's happening inside our body. It allows us to notice signals like hunger, a racing heartbeat, tense muscles, or the need to use the bathroom. This system is also closely connected to emotions. Things like hunger and pain, anxiety, calmness, or even boredom all come from internal body signals. If a child can't recognize those signals, it becomes much harder to understand how they're feeling. And when children have difficulty with interoception, they may not be in tune with their body cues, and this can make it hard to identify emotions or understand what's causing discomfort or distress. Some common signs of interoception difficulties. You might see difficulties with recognizing hunger or thirst, or when they're full. They might struggle with toileting, knowing when they're tired, or recognizing pain and illness signals. They might be overly sensitive to pain, or they might not seem to register pain at all. They might know that they feel sick, but not be able to pinpoint their symptoms. It can also impact their emotional awareness, both in themselves and others, and make it harder to recognize early signs of distress before a meltdown. If they don't recognize the distress as it's building, the next thing you know, they're having a full-on meltdown, and it's hard to then implement any learned coping strategies they might have. So let's talk about how we can help these kiddos. One helpful strategy is called interoception talk. This is where we model and label body sensations throughout the day. Things like, my breathing feels fast when I run, or my hands feel warm when you hold them. My body feels tight when you squeeze me. Interoception talk helps children start to connect the body sensations to their experiences. We can also encourage children to notice their own body signals. Ask them simple questions like, how do your hands feel when you hold a glass of ice water? Or how do your eyes feel at bedtime? Or put your hand on your chest and feel your heart beating fast. What does your breathing feel like? Or how does that feel on your skin? This builds awareness of their internal sensations. A key concept is that body cues are clues to their emotions. For example, if a child says their face feels hot or their muscles feel tight, we can help them connect that to a feeling like anger or frustration. You can say, you said your muscles are wiggly and your voice sounds loud. What emotion could that be? Or, you said your stomach is making noise. What might that mean? Or, you said your face feels hot and looks red. What might this mean? This helps them to build an emotional understanding, which is key to self-regulation. We can use tools like emotion cards or emotion matching games to help them learn to identify and describe their feelings, and this gives them a clearer language for what's happening inside their body. Another thing we can do is help them learn temperature awareness. Some kids don't recognize temperature well, or they don't regulate their temperature well. They may not realize they need a coat when it's cold out because they don't feel cold, or they might wear long sleeves in hot weather because they don't feel the heat. We can teach this through simple discussions, activities, and visual supports around hot and cold. We can do a body chart check. This is another helpful tool. It helps them to recognize where in their body they're feeling these specific things. So, for example, have the child focus on a body part and then identify how it feels and match it to a description. This makes internal sensations more concrete and easier to understand. Movement activities like jumping, running, playing outside, controlled spinning, or swinging can help increase their body awareness. Afterwards, help them with the connections. Ask them questions like, how do you feel after running? Is your heart beating fast? How do your muscles feel? Are you breathing fast or slow? This again helps connect their physical sensations to their awareness. Yoga is another great tool. It helps children slow down, focus, and pay attention to how their body feels. It also provides proprioceptive and vestibular input that is helpful for their interoceptive awareness. Interoception is key to helping children to understand their bodies and their emotions. When we teach children to recognize their internal signals, we're giving them the foundation for better self-awareness and self-regulation. Thanks for watching.